Hi guys, this is Fabrizio.
Marco?
Gabriel.
And welcome back to Culture Worldwide.
We're back!
You thought we were dead, but no. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Culture Worldwide, when it's needed, it's here. For starters, I want to dedicate this episode to our Uncle Donato. A man with the biggest heart. A man who, honestly, without him, this podcast wouldn't exist. A man who taught us how to love and appreciate this beautiful game since an early age. He was always by our side. He bought me my first ball, you know. Gab, anything?
A true man, loved the game, and he means a lot to us and our family. So this episode is going to be dedicated to him.
Yeah, with much great love, you know, Donato, I know you're proud of us, and you know, I'll never forget all the times we had together. I'll never, you know, that time at the Juventus Stadium, even though you're a Torino fan, you took us.
Yeah. But yeah.
Much love. This is dedicated to Donato Romano. All right, guys, so let's get right to it. The Champions League. Woo! You know, what a year it's been, right? Real versus City, the rematch. A throwback to last year. But is it really that different from last year? I don't know. I mean...
No, it is different because Real Madrid don't have Benzema anymore. They don't really have a number 9. While City, I'm not going to say they got worse because they're still performing well. But I just think both teams have had a weird season. Like, City's had a lot of injuries, while Madrid is not playing their best type of football, but I would say this is when Madrid's season usually starts.
But the thing is, Madrid is first in La Liga. And that being said, they do have players like Bellingham, Rodrigo's at the top of his game, Camavinga, Chouamani. Bro, these players, honestly, bro, for this team, Vinny might be injured sometime. These players come together. They know what it is to play for Madrid. City, on the other hand, I feel like they support. They need that. They need Pep. They need that coach.
I feel like City have more. They don't rely on one player to score goals. I feel like Madrid always rely on Bellingham. If it's not Bellingham, either Vinicius and Rodrigo, and that's about it. Because when it comes to City, you have Haaland, Julian Alvarez, you have Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Foden, who's I think been their best player this season. There's just a number of players that can score, and I don't think Madrid's like that this season.
I want to say, I mean, you said Real, their season starts now, but we said the same thing last season, and what happened? They got wrecked. I mean, but it is different now. I mean, City had a pretty lackluster season compared to last season due to the injuries. Let's be real. But Real, they found their guy, Jude Bellingham. I remember I said Haaland and Mbappe. People are hyping these guys up, and yes, they're great players. They're amongst the best in the world. But I don't really think we found the true player that will take place of what Messi and Cristiano did. I'm not saying he'll reach that level, but I think the real best player in the world is Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, no, I agree because this guy, I don't like the players up there like, oh, he should win the Ballon d'Or like that. But this guy is just. He's having a great season. And it's not even this season. Like, even in Dortmund, he was having great seasons. Like, you got to give him credit. No, he's an English player that plays like a European player. And you can't say that a lot for players until, like, Michael Owen. Or, like...
Jude Bellingham is definitely... I actually said this to Fab a couple years ago when he was on Dortmund. I remember I was showing him videos. I said, this guy's going to be the next big thing. I knew it from day one. Just the type of midfielder he is. He kind of reminds me of a mixture of Yaya Toure because of the physical attributes, but also on the ball like Zidane. But I do think Mbappe, when he comes to Real Madrid next season, I think that's the true test to really see if he's got that hype to even at least what Neymar did at Barcelona. So at the end of the day, I do think this game depends on individual players, but at the same time, it's the team that always will give you the win.
I think, you know, due to, I think Real having now that guy, they might not have a forward yet. My prediction, I think Real takes this.
I think so too, but we're also not focusing on Haaland. And I've seen comments on Instagram saying like, oh, he can't do anything besides scoring. But
Roy Keane just said the other day after their draw against Arsenal that Haaland looks like a League 2 player because he doesn't provide anything but goals.
But listen, these people have to understand. At the end of the day, it's Pep. Pep does this with players, unless it's Messi. But Pep is the orchestrator. It's like the puppet master.
I agree with you
on Dortmund, what was Haaland doing?
No, yeah.
Haaland was coming from
that's
half
what I was just gonna say.
and scoring. Now on City, it's like tap-in. He has to rely on tap-ins. It's not his fault. I'll be honest, it's not his fault.
I think Haaland, for actually his size, is a good dribbler.
Yeah.
Actually, he's not a bad dribbler.
But with Pep, he's the puppet master. What do you expect him to do?
I personally, I think, final predictions. Let's get into final predictions. First leg, who takes it?
They're in Madrid.
The first leg's in Madrid.
I think Real takes it 2-1.
I think Madrid takes it. I mean, not Madrid takes it. I think it's 1-1.
Uh-huh.
I think the second leg is going to be close, but I think it's 2-0.
Who scores?
2-1 for the first leg.
Yeah.
I mean,
I gotta say Rodrigo.
I don't.
Rodrigo and for City.
Foden, De Bruyne.
Okay, so
that game.
I mean, what I think, since City have that second leg game,
That's the big one.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
But I think Madrid are just the best team ever, and they would learn their lesson.
That's the thing.
I do think Madrid's going to win by 1 goal, so I would say 3-2, and I think Bellingham is going to get the game winner.
I'm going to say 2-1. Real's going to win. I think City will score late. And I think it might be either Haaland or Foden. I actually think they do get the goal. But I see Jude Bellingham scoring. Possibly a penalty. And I think Rodrigo gets a goal too.
Right. Rodrigo's the man.
Yeah. That guy, talk about, turning it up. He's really been putting on some performances.
Listen, before we end it, unpopular opinion, Rodrigo's better than Vinny. And that's all I'm going to say.
This season,
you guys,
absolutely.
You guys can debate. I think in general.
This season, absolutely. I agree with you.
Go on.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the debate there.
Anyway, Arsenal versus Bayern.
I think this is the most underrated game, actually, because everyone's going to be focused on Real City, maybe Barca PSG. But I think Arsenal-Bayern is a game that can go either way.
Do Arsenal have a chance?
Of course they do. Arsenal, if you haven't watched Arsenal the last 2 years and you don't think they're a great team, then I don't think you don't watch football.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they are on top of the table.
They're second.
They're second.
Well,
Liverpool's first.
I mean, they were for just a tad bit. They were.
Yeah, but
like this is a different Bayern. I mean, they did. Even though Harry Kane's, I still think he's the best striker in the world. He's been scoring crazy.
For me,
that league is pathetic. That league is pathetic.
Pathetic.
I wouldn't say pathetic.
It is because listen, Bayern. Listen, there's so many goals being scored right in the Bundesliga. I mean, Harry Kane has 31, phenomenal. But
obviously,
Bayern's second place. They're second place. Leverkusen's ahead of them.
Whoa.
Well, they're second place by 12.
They lost the leg to Lazio. Let's be,
No, I think the thing is,
Leverkusen's been phenomenal.
If Lazio can beat Bayern Munich, then Arsenal can absolutely beat Bayern.
But it's not about that, because Arsenal, at the end of the day, they have good players, but they don't have players to end the game like the game.
Yes,
Bayern,
absolutely right.
Bayern does. But Bayern do. They have Kane,
Musiala.
They
even
have
Gnabry.
They have Muller that can change.
But they haven't been playing like the
I
lineup.
understand that. I know that.
But
it's the history.
This
of
is the Champions League.
Exactly, it's the history.
And not only that, I think Bayern Munich the last couple of seasons, apart from Lewandowski, who they never replaced, they finally got their man. This is the best replacement I've seen in the last couple of seasons for any team.
And they will get the Harry Kane curse.
I agree with that. But you're saying they're going to play bad?
I'm not saying they're going to play bad, but I'm saying Bayern have been destroying Arsenal for years, and I think this time Arsenal actually have a chance.
Oh no,
it's 100%.
It's a 50-50 game.
I think to count out Arsenal is ridiculous.
You can't count out.
I think what the first leg is where?
England, Emirates.
There you go. I think the first leg means everything. I think Arsenal actually shocked the world.
No,
they 2-0.
does not mean
They
everything.
2-0. Yes, it does.
So in that case, then Lazio would have beat Bayern.
Exactly.
Well, but Lazio suck.
Okay.
Lazio suck.
Bayern Munich at
It's
home,
Lazio.
second leg.
Lazio suck balls. Like,
listen.
No.
But this is out of all the Champions League games, this is like you can't unpredictable because it's like Arsenal on the rise, but Bayern's still on like they're not the same Bayern.
But one thing you said that I completely agree with is this is what's going to separate at the end of the day. Arsenal went to penalties with Porto. Porto are not a phenomenal team. They're just a good team.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich are a great team. They're not in good form. I understand that. But they
players.
have players that can finish off games.
Exactly.
Arsenal, okay, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli,
Odegaard.
even Trossard. They're good, but
what?
who do they have up top?
No, you're right.
But
Exactly.
can I counter this? First off, who are Bayern playing day in and day out in their league?
No, that's
Who are they playing? They're playing nobody.
Well,
Some
they
people can say
lost
that-
many games this season.
Some people can say the same thing about Serie A.
Exactly.
They lost to Dortmund
Exactly my point.
2-0
No.
at home.
Some people can say the
But
same
Serie
thing
A
about Serie A.
sucks now. Let's be real. Listen,
but-
I hate to say it, but we can't argue with it anymore. The Premier League is the best league in the world. I
Yeah.
hate to say it. I want to vomit.
I mean,
But
but
you
La
know,
Liga,
Arsenal
La Liga
are playing
has-
Manchester City. They're playing a Liverpool who's coming back. They're
the,
playing.
the La Liga has the most team in Champions League.
Okay, but
They should be also.
Okay, well, let's compare the Premier League with the Bundesliga.
I
Hold
mean,
on,
the
let's-
Premier League is
hold on.
obviously a better league.
The thing is, you can't do that because Champions League is different because it
It
doesn't matter.
is,
doesn't
but I'm
matter-
saying Arsenal have faced opposition
but
this
Bob,
year.
and
Bayern Munich have lost
but these-
lackluster
Wait,
games.
But these teams have versed Arsenal, all these teams
Just wrap it up.
24/7. You verse another team from another country. It doesn't matter. You could be last place Germany. You know what I mean?
Final prediction. Final predictions.
But what's
Just
gonna say?
one more thing about the
Yeah,
Bundesliga.
what I'm saying.
It's not a poor league because Leipzig
not.
almost beat Real Madrid.
Not saying it's
Leverkusen
poor.
have been the best team in the world this season, and
One of
Stuttgart have been a great team as well.
Okay, but the lower teams in the Bundesliga are not like, bro. They're getting destroyed like 9-1. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen in the Premier
I
League.
don't agree with that, but
Well, whatever. Okay,
Prediction
Mister.
for the first
I gotta please everybody. But
game?
anyway,
First game for
Ar-
Arsenal.
No, and just
okay. Arsenal versus Bayern. I predict 2-0 Arsenal. People are gonna go. This lad, he's crazy. But I actually
Well,
think
they're gonna-
Arsenal score.
they're
I don't know
gonna
who's gonna
Arsenal
score, but they'll find a way.
I think
Odegaard on a set piece.
I don't want to go two ties, but I don't see a winner in this first game. At least the first game. I think it's 2-2. But I don't see a winner.
2 goals on each side.
Kane's definitely scoring
what
one.
do you think's gonna win? You didn't
Oh, no,
answer.
for the second game,
No,
2?
just do the
first
in
leg.
total. It doesn't.
No, first leg, right?
We don't know what would happen in first. It's
So the
What
first-
do you think is gonna win?
So if it's the first leg, I think 2-2. I think second leg is gonna go away with Bayern. I don't know what the score is. Maybe I think 3-1 Bayern because they're home. I think what is it? I think it's 5-3 on aggregate.
I think Arsenal is gonna win the first leg
5-4.
1-0, and I think Bayern's gonna win the second leg 3-1, and they're
Yeah, 3-1,
gonna win by a
exactly.
goal. I think Harry Kane and Muller's Arsenal's villain. So
Listen,
Yeah.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day, Arsenal don't have what it takes. What I'm trying to say is Arsenal don't have what it takes to go the whole way with both legs or the whole Champions League.
I don't think the
I'm
whole
sorry.
Champions League, but I think there's always a shock in the Champions League, and I think Arsenal will shock the world.
We'll see.
I think Arsenal will shock the world, guys. Call me crazy. All right, PSG versus Barca. This game, actually, I think is tougher to predict more than people think because PSG, for the quality they've had the past year, they suck. They suck, but Barcelona have been sucking so much since Messi left, really. And Lewandowski has declined. He still has class, but he's just not the same. I do think the first leg will be a tie. I don't really see much from either side to say there'll be a definite winner.
I think, guys, that people hate to say it, but the deciding factor is Mbappe. I'm sorry, but if he's on his A game, PSG is winning all day.
Will he be on his A game?
If he's on his A game for one of the games, PSG is winning all day.
Because he's thinking about Madrid now.
Exactly. At the end of the day, and that's the second half. He's thinking about Madrid.
This is the thing. Luis Enrique knows Barca very well. He's the coach of PSG now. Not only that, he's had a couple of disputes with Mbappe because he subbed them off early. Mbappe gets upset, all this, the Madrid controversy, all this stuff. Barca are not a good defensive team, but they have great talent. One to look out for is Yamal on the right side. He's tremendous.
For sure. 16.
But for PSG, obviously Mbappe's to look out for. But pay attention to Ousmane Dembele because he knows Barca well. This game is going to be filled with goals, in my opinion. But I do think Barca actually have something more than PSG, and is that it's not a selfish team. I think PSG is all about Mbappe, and at the end of the day, I think that's going to screw them over.
I think that's true, but you have to play as a team, but you also need, you need to finish those chances. I see a lot of flip-floppy stuff with Barca. They're scared to pull the trigger sometimes, and they just don't score as much as they should. They have a lot of missed chances. Marco, I have to go back with what you said. Go back to what you said with Mbappe. Actually, he really is the deciding factor. And I actually think he does turn up. As much as I hate to say it, I think he does. I think they tie the first leg, and I think the second leg. It all comes down to the second leg once again. I think Mbappe gets it done.
Listen, I think both teams suck, but
neither will win the Champions League. That's for sure.
I think the first game. The thing about this, I don't know who's gonna win. Seriously, I think it's gonna be. I think the first game can be PSG, but at the same time, it's like, they're not strong enough to win like either game. I don't know how it is, but both teams are like the same thing. I think let's just say 1-1 PSG the first game and Barca 2-1 PSG second game. That's it.
All right.
I don't know who's gonna win the first leg or whatever, but I think Barca's gonna go through like 4-3 by a goal.
I think PSG's gonna go through.
The last game. This is my team that I'm backing for the Champions League. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I think they're a bit of a sleeper. Atletico Madrid. No. And Dortmund is also a sleeper as well. Both teams
are overrated.
I think...
I don't know about that.
The winner
they have the style
of Atletico, Dortmund...
We'll get to the final.
Going to the final.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think
you heard it here first, folks. I believe.
One thing.
There's always a dark horse. There is Ajax, Tottenham... there's always one. I think Atletico and Dortmund will be there.
One thing about Atletico, though, that game against Inter, no one really expected it because Inter have been great this season, and I really think Inter kind of just messed up that one game. But
bro, you're biased. Atletico did the job. They did the job.
They did great, of course, but this is what Atletico.
Inter overrated.
Atletico.
You want to talk about overrated teams?
No, they're not. Atletico have something that no one else has in the Champions League. Not even Real Madrid. It's the home atmosphere.
They have this, man.
And I do think at the end of the day, this is the two best fan bases in Champions League.
Atletico's the only team left.
Atletico.
You're right about that.
But not only that, they've had arguably the best player in the Champions League this year. Griezmann.
Yeah.
Underrated
player. Best player of the World Cup 2018.
So
2018.
Yeah. No, I know, but everybody's like Mbappe. It was Griezmann. You know ball, as people say now? No. It was Griezmann.
This game can go either way.
I think Atletico Dortmund going to the final is crazy.
I think they go on
PSG Barca. I think both teams can beat.
Guys, let's wrap it up. Who do you think is going to win? Let's cut it straight.
I see Atletico Madrid. I see Atletico Madrid is going to win.
No, I think they're going through. I think they're going through too because I think Dortmund aren't that good. I think Atletico's overrated, but I think Dortmund's not that good.
I think this will be a hard-fought game on both legs. I think it will go to penalties, and I think Atletico will prevail.
Honestly, I agree with that. Penalties, but I think Atletico, yeah.
Well, you heard it here. We're back, guys. Back in action. Culture Worldwide. Now all day, every day, because, we're back. Yeah, so now you could stop your moaning and all that, because we're back.
Yeah, and all you haters, too, that were happy.
Yeah, you're going to have to put up with us a little bit more, man. You thought we were dead? We're not. Sorry. Anyway, follow us on Instagram and on TikTok as well. If you like us, subscribe. And, that's it. See you next episode.
Peace.
All right.